Hi, my name is Monica Toad, and I represent the the Pajaro River homeless community. And I've been out there for about 8 years, and we've been getting harassed and bulldozed. Recently in December, I did send pictures to 1 through 5 of the committee, just so you know. But we've been bulldozed out there, and basically everything was taken from us. You know, with COVID here, and it's a scary thing. It's a deadly disease that's killing people, and it's affecting our lives, as well as we're trying to be safe, you know, and being homeless is really hard on a lot of people. Now in December, it's cold. First of all, the flu season's going on, and here we have the county sheriff, Monterey County Water Works, and another Smith Enright coming down there to bulldoze our community. And they didn't just bulldoze, they were there to pick up and clean up, but they didn't. They left a mess, and I've been cleaning up after their mess. 21 garbage bags is what I had to have hauled off and paid for, okay? And it's ridiculous that we have to continuously do this. Not only did they do that, we have trees out there that are historic trees that they cut down. It's not okay, it's unacceptable. As well as the treating of humanity. The sheriffs came down there and they were disrespectful. I mean, it's one thing that, you know, people have to do the jobs and stuff like that, but in this community, we are together. We make sure that it stays clean. I posted before pictures and after pictures inside in emails that I had, and what they did brought me to tears. The night that they bulldozed my home, I slept, it was the day before it started to rain. And when they bulldozed my home, I slept in the cold, and it was freezing. I woke up wet, traumatized. I think that I've been physically, mentally, and emotionally distraught because of this. Not only myself, I'm not here speaking for myself, because there's people out there that don't speak English, and they're scared to stand up. And I've been standing up for them. I already got the sweeps in Watsonville stopped completely, and I want the sweeps in Monterey County on the Pajaro River stopped too. And this is where I start. And I hope that my voice is heard today, because it's valid. It's valid. And right now, we're rebuilding our community. We live there. I've been there for 8 years. I respect the land. And I do think that we should have bathrooms out there, and I do think that we should be accommodated, because we are a known homeless community. It's not like we're not unknown, because if we weren't a known homeless community, then they wouldn't have been coming out there trying to bulldoze and take down our places. It's one thing to come out there and say you're coming out there for cleaning up trash, but it's another thing to come and remove people from years of living. Not only that, you know, we practice our state, we practice the health code, we practice keeping our masks, we social distance, we stay in place when it's said. People are trying to put us into community shelters, and there's no.
Monica, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we are out of time. And I know that you do have the contact information, and if I could ask just maybe Nick Chulos or CEO McKee to get your information and make sure that we have someone follow up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you for coming here today to share your comments.
Thank you.
Hello, Wes White, Salinas resident, co-president of the Salinas Monterey County Homeless Union, and I guess we've been here before. The sweeps are still occurring. You know, there was a notice given while 2 other homes were took out there at the Pajaro River community. Basically, I would say that's more or less a hate crime, especially because this deputy also apparently gave a notice, like it was scribbled, and it said that they were coming on Monday. And so, like, you know, we did research, tried to find out what was happening with that. Apparently, it was not an official notice, nothing was posted, so it was already illegal to begin with. And to just give a paper to me really infuriates me, because, first of all, he didn't even understand English. So, you know, you're reading this thing, it's like, what are you giving me? And, you know, it's basically, if you don't get out of here, you're going to jail. So, to me, that's a hate crime. And it makes me really upset, because that dude needs to go to jail. And, you know, it needs to be investigated. He should be written up. He should, something go in his file, but he needs to be arrested for that. Because this is happening. This is the open discrimination I've been frustrated about the whole long. This is what happens in the dark, in the alleys. Your people, your law enforcement, the people who are supposed to protect and serve, they're the ones abusing. And it's this whole attitude that's driven by business community of like, well, if they can't afford it, they should just go somewhere else. Where are they supposed to go? Is that how you treat your children or your parents? Of course not. And that's all we're asking for is that basic respect. You know, All Lives Matter thing, Black Lives Matter, you know, I mean, when are we actually going to make it real? If we really care about everyone, well, let's act that way. You know, and our policies should reflect that. We got COVID, we got shelter in place, Martin versus Boise, all these things that we say we're going to promise to do the right thing. And when are we going to do that? You know, February 5 or February 2, Salinas City Council has a council meeting, and on that it's going to have a homeless update. You know, as to the rhetoric, as to why ordinances are written the way they're written, so that we can actually get to the heart of the matter. Do we really mean what we say? And do we make a policy that reflects that? You know, not only legal, but does it even make sense? You know, I think you should put everyone in that Pajaro River community, just sign up for Project Green Key and put them up for the duration at least. I mean, this flood is going to happen. So where do you put people? You know, I mean, they're going to be there because where else can you go? I mean, they're in between. They're like on 3 or 4 different jurisdictions. That's why they're there, because that's how they not get messed with. I mean, we need to revalidate people. That's the main point of my focus, is reestablishing the unestablished and make it real. We talk about giving your poor, your tired, your huddled masses. Here they are. Let's do something positive.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. White. And if we could, I did hear some, maybe there was some necessary follow-up from the sheriff's office, so if we could make sure that Mr. White gets connected with the appropriate individuals to provide that feedback. That'd be great. We do have one more public comment from Amanda Gonzalez on Zoom.
Hi, thank you. Just after listening to Monica and Wes speak, I wanted to put a little piece in there. My name is Amanda Gonzalez. I'm a teacher here in Salinas and have been helping out here and there with this week and going out and just listening to Monica and other people's stories as well. I hear what you say about the sheriffs being followed up. However, I do not believe what you are saying. I have called Monterey County multiple times, spoken to HR representatives, and was told that I'd be followed through with. I have yet to be followed through with. I've called the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department has been treating me very wrong, in my opinion. Every conversation I've had has either led to, yes, we're trying to do outreach to the homeless folks out in Pajaro, and then followed up with, but they're on private property, and you know there's a problem. So there's already discrimination, like my Wes was saying. It seems like this county is more for property than people right now. Yeah. And sorry about my voice shaking. I'm just very upset with what's going on in this county. I feel like there's negligence, not only with the Sheriff's Department, but now with the county. They're not following through with investigating. Because, yes, we have called the county. And that's all I have to say. I would hope that now that it is out in public comments, that you guys are held accountable to this. That is it.
Thank you, Amanda. And I will just ask, we also have another comment from Nick who knows me. And we also, for anyone who isn't able to share the public comment verbally today, the email
microphone.
The full board of supervisors is
cob.monterey.ca.us. So please do continue communicating with us, and I will reference that we do have a handful of letters that have been received by the board. They're not being verbally shared today, but we do have the information for follow-up. Nick, you have 3 minutes for public comment.
Okay, thank you, board chair and the board. Yeah, I just really wanted to echo the voices that have been, and amplify the voices that have been speaking, you know, in advocacy and solidarity with the unhoused folks of the Pajaro River community. It's a really beautiful community, and folks there really take care of the land and of each other. And it's a shame what our county is doing and allowing the sheriff's department to do. I've spoken with Monica many times. I've met her, just in the last 3 weeks, but I feel like I've known her for so long, and just her love for her community there. And it just makes it that so much more upsetting that the county continues to allow the sheriff's department to wreak havoc on the community, and gives money to Smith Enright in order for them to bulldoze their houses, their homes, as well as the environment. All this water is rushing through with this flood and all the debris that were left by the county and the sheriff's department and Smith Enright, are being washed away. And it's environmental destruction along with just, mass displacement of human bodies during a pandemic, during winter. I'm really speaking to all of the boards here where, negotiating with the sheriff's department is not going to work. We have to take bold action. For those, who might be hesitant, not be willing to put forth an ordinance to stop these sweeps, really think about the lives at stake here. You're pushing people out during a pandemic, during the cold, during the dead of winter. Those lives, that their blood will be on your hands. Death in the street is real for folks in our unhoused community. They already have lack of access to health care, transportation to go to their appointments. People's, documents, social security, medical information, prescriptions are being swept during these sweeps. It's absolutely ridiculous that this is continuing to allow this to happen. I really urge, number one is just stopping the sweeps, and then continue to think about bold actions, the progressive actions that can happen, that we can really take care of, folks who not are falling through the cracks. It's not just, a broken system, it's a rotten system, and really repairing that and growing community-led, community-driven solutions to care for those who really need our support. There's no silver bullet, right? It's transitional housing, it's mental health care, addiction services, job development. We really have to think, differently about how we address these problems instead of just sweeping people around and terrorizing them and punishing them because they are because they're poor. Really, it's a criminalization of poverty, and it's not right. So I'll end my time. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Nick. It does sound like there may need to be additional discussion, and we do have a county health, homelessness, housing, and human services board committee, and that may be an appropriate place to have some sort of conversation. But thank you all for being here today. Thank you for sharing your contact information so that we can follow up appropriately.